This meditation will focus on compassionate for difficult emotions. And oftentimes within compassion meditations, we tend to focus on the cognitive expression of compassion by wishing someone goodwill or benevolence, inclusive of ourselves. But what would it look like to feel compassion instead from the affective state? And personally, I find this type of compassion meditation not only one of the most rewarding, but also one of the most challenging, as we tend to forget that we are not just walking heads, that we experience compassion in our entire bodies as well. So know that you always have the choice to come out of the meditation if it feels like it is not serving you or feels too uncomfortable to sit with a challenging emotion. Or you can use a different anchor instead by using perhaps the breath to anchor you in the present moment, the body, or even sounds. So we always have the possibility to anchor in a different way in a meditation that might feel more challenging for us. So I invite you in first to either close your eyes or keep your eyes open, whatever feels most sustainable and safe for you. And find your way, of course, into a seat or standing position or even lying down, something that you can maintain for the next several minutes that we have together. Once you have chosen all of the following things, we'll enter into meditation. Allowing yourself first a moment or two to become more mindful of the present moment. And I'll be offering the breath for this first minute of the practice to help anchor into the present. It's allowing yourself to be more curious about your breathing, noticing the inhales in and exhales out through your nose, giving yourself some time to spend an observation of your breath. And letting yourself draw back to the breath, especially if you find the mind wandering to anything else that might be coming up right now that pulls you away from the present of where you're at on your cushion or standing or even lying down. Know that you can stay here this entire meditation, continue to create agency for your practice. Or I invite you to envision a time that was maybe recent, or a time in your past where you felt an emotion that exuded challenge or even perhaps discomfort. And oftentimes we label certain emotions as good or bad. Where really everything is information for us to gain insight of. But perhaps for these few moments that we have, inviting in a meditation that might feel more possible to stick with an uncomfortable emotion. Once you have that in your mind, visualizing the emotion from a past experience, begin to take notice more of what it feels like in your body. And again, if it becomes too uncomfortable or too much to sit with, exit out and choose a different anchor that continues to support you in this mindful moment. If you're moving with me into sitting with awareness of this emotion, it might be helpful for you to physically embody this emotion by maybe taking your hand to wherever you're experiencing that particular emotion right now. It's allowing yourself to sit in awareness of where you're embodying this emotion and send some compassion to yourself and what you're feeling right now. The words soften and ease may help right now to sit with something that might feel more uncomfortable than we're typically used to. So, for example, if you're sitting with anger, or maybe even sitting with sadness, soften and lean in to what this emotion feels like. And send yourself compassion to this spot in the body that you are experiencing this emotion that you chose. And knowing that it's okay to feel different emotions in your body, that we are human beings and we all feel different things at different times. And how can you support yourself right now with a challenging emotion that you are feeling? And what would it look like to hold space for it in a way that feels really supportive? Different thoughts and feelings may arise amidst this support for yourself, and know that is normal. And typically, emotions last as a feeling in the body just for about 30 seconds to a minute. But sometimes our minds like to create stories around the emotions that we are not okay. How can you tend to yourself right now, right here? To hold yourself in a loving embrace as you're experiencing discomfort. To let go of this emotion now, we'll take a couple big sighs out through your mouth, taking an inhale in and a longer exhale out through your mouth. Let it go. And inhaling in and exhaling out. Final time, inhale in and exhale out. Holding space for yourself as you begin to come back to your anchor of awareness of your breath. then things may still feel a little sticky if you revisited something more challenging. Continue to support and lean into softening and resting and cultivating a greater compassion for yourself as you continue to lean into curiosity of what you're experiencing outside of the meditation.